Hi guys, welcome back to Eat More Salt. I know it's been a while since I posted, like months. I don't know if it's even been years, and I don't know who's gonna be, but I just wanted to reach out. I want to try to do more on this channel to reach out to my fellow POTSies and people with other chronic illnesses, or people who fall with the POTS and EDS and all the other nasty stuff that usually comes along with it. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because I don't know if doing better, I guess, might be, I mean, I can stand, I'm having a good day today. I can stand a lot better today, and I've had a lot of changes, ups and downs since my last posts and my last videos. A lot has happened. And yeah, I just kind of want to go over that and see what you guys, because I know it's a lot of people with POTS and chronic illnesses kind of have it rough right now. I mean, I guess it's always kind of been rough, but it feels rougher now. Insurance doesn't want to approve anything. I have been lucky enough, though, at least with all the other stuff they denied, and they tried to deny this too, but I fortunately see Dr. Blair Grubb and Beverly Carabin, who works under him. I primarily see her. She's much easier to get into. And through her and through my primary care doctor, I was able to get put on ivermectin, which I've been on. I could show you the bag. I've been on so many medications over the years, and I've never had anything like work without having horrendous side effects, or even work to this extent. I didn't realize I was so used to feeling my heart pounding every day, all the time, that wasn't normal. I don't feel it pounding, like, even now. I'm just like, it's not normal for that to happen. Who would have thought? My exercise is better. I'm going through physical therapy in a POTS protocol to help with that, because it is still not easy. One of my dreams is to be able to do the Stairmaster. I know that's probably weird for some people. Everyone has weird goals. The main one is I want to be able to do a 5K with my dog, and I want to be able to dance. I love dancing. It's incredibly hard. I still get, even with ivermectin, I still get chest pain and a high heart rate. That doesn't mean I'm not stubborn and push through these things and then ruin the rest of my day, because I'm sure everyone's been there, where you push too hard and you kind of just end up in bed the rest of the day, which is not good. That's why physical therapy is coming in, because, like, yeah, we know you can work out and push yourself to the point of not being able to do anything for the rest of the day because you decided to work out for anywhere from 30 minutes to 60 minutes, and that's with breaks in between. I'm sure we've all been there, for those of you who have been able to get physical therapy or exercise. And you know, I was doing fairly well. I did have some setbacks until I had some problems with my ankle, and I ended up needing surgery, and that set me back really hard. I wasn't able to really get back to the gym by myself. I needed a lot of assistance. And so I finally decided to get some help. I'm also trying to get in to see a functional medicine doctor who I was recommended to, especially because he specializes in gastroparesis, which I've been struggling with. And also a pain management specialist to try to help with stuff. We'll see if that works. I don't know. My insurance, at least for ivermectin, they require prior authorization, like, all the time to get like a refill on it. But at least with, you know, Bev Carabin's office being a POTS specialist, they are used to getting around insurance. And it's because I've been on literally everything else, like fludrocortisone, which was god awful. I tried it twice. I have chronic migraines, and that made them so much, like, more prevalent. Like, I was having them all the time, and I also was the only medication, like, I actually put on, like, a ton of water weight, and I think it was like 15 pounds of, like, water weight, which you feel. So I got off that, and yeah, I felt a lot better getting off of it. The side effects were horrible. I already have bad sleep problems. I'm sure most of us POTSies do. Night can be a hell of a time, so sometimes you just want to sleep, but you feel so bad you can't sleep. Ivermectin has helped a lot. We did learn, I had an EKG, one of the like 7-day studies, heart monitor, and apparently what I thought was a skipped heartbeat was actually some chambers in my heart. It's actually producing extra beats. I think that's how I was producing extra beats somehow. That's not, like, great for you, but it's not, like, life-threatening. and it can cause some problems. So ivermectin has helped with that. I'm not a doctor, but I have been told that with my pot specialist that is very good for people who can get on it, and if insurance doesn't cover it, a lot of times they will work with Canadian pharmacy to get that to you for a much cheaper rate, because I don't know if anyone's seen the price of that thing, but it's like $700 or $800 a month on the low dose for ivermectin per month. And holy crap, there's some other medication that I haven't been able to get approved for that is around that price point too, like my migraine medication, because the standard stuff over the counter and the cheap prescription stuff doesn't work for me. I have horrific migraines, and I'm just like, if I had it in me, if I didn't feel like I was gonna die all the time I had one, I would go to the ER every time. Not because I want pain meds. I mean, I don't want to be in pain, but I just want the insurance. If I'm malicious compliance, I'll just go to the ER every time I have one. So it's cheaper for them to approve the migraine meds, which are some sort of injectable, I guess, that it's called like a Jovi, I believe. It's injectable in your thigh, and it's supposed to reduce the number of migraines and the severity of them. And you just do it once a month, which I don't like the idea of injectable, but if it helps my migraines, oh my God, I will take it. I was hoping getting glasses, because apparently I needed glasses. I was hoping getting those and being on ivermectin might help with my migraines. That wasn't it. It does help with my POTS. I still have my bad days. They just aren't, like, they're debilitating, but they're not as debilitating, if that makes sense, like they were. And I am overall functioning, I feel like, better. And I mean, I'm still not able to do like day-to-day like normal people stuff, but I mean, I feel more comfortable sitting here and playing games, and with being on Twitch I've been able to be a little more consistent with playing games, which I wasn't before because my POTS would be so bad or I'd be in so much pain from EDS. So yeah, I have been able, and because of that, like, they raised funds. I was able to get some Clairlight, which is, this is not a prescription, this is a supplement that my POTS doctor, my POTS specialist recommended, and I had to wait a little bit because I needed the money for it. And I'm sure most people who are disabled, have POTS, they understand you don't have a lot of money and spare funds to be going around. So I was able to try this. I just started these today, so I can't tell you like if they're gonna work or not, like, but the reviews and the studies have shown pretty good results. Everyone is different. You do need to speak. I would heavily recommend speaking with your POTS specialist, or at least your primary care doctor, before going on these. Also, because my POTS specialist was able to tell me, based on like my symptoms and stuff, how many I would need per day, and so, and I don't, you know, so it's going to vary between people. And honestly, they're not super, they're really not expensive. I think it was like $20 some for this bottle, which has how many in it? 300. And for anyone who's worried about it, like, they're per pot, cystic fibrosis, vasovagal syndrome, EDS, and they are, there's no additives, no sugar, no calories. They're vegan, non-GMO, gluten and starch free, allergen free, preservative free. So I mean, if you are able to get, I mean, honestly, what's more supplement for me? I'm on medication, I'm on these, I'm on a multivitamin. Finally I found one that it's a gummy with no additives, because every time I take a multivitamin, even ones that were like organic and were gluten-free, because I do have food allergies, I would throw them up like immediately, and I don't know why. It was just, they upset my stomach really bad. Finally found ones that are gummies that I can actually keep down, so I'm taking a multivitamin every day, and I'm taking probiotics to help with things. So yeah, things seem to, and with physical therapy and being able to work out a little bit on my at home by myself, because like, really would like to put on some muscle. I still have brittle bones. I don't think that's gonna ever change. I think once you have osteoporosis, you're just kind of stuck with it, which is strange. I was diagnosed at 10 years old. If you've seen previous videos, you know that, and it's just a thing I've dealt with all my life, along with terrible GI issues. And then POTS mysteriously, you know, appeared when I was 16 overnight. Yeah, I mean, I was told a lot of the doctors do think my POTS diagnosis was wrong, because I didn't know, with POTS, you usually have POTS symptoms for several months before you get a diagnosis. You don't just like go to bed one night and wake up with the severity of symptoms that I had, because it wasn't just high heart rate. Like, it was incredibly high, don't get me wrong, but I had a lot of other concerning stuff like visual changes and vomiting and the worst head pain I've ever had in my life. Nothing has even come close to that. Like, I was unconscious when my mom found me when she got home from work. She found me unconscious on the floor. Like, that's how bad it was when I was 16. And that's why I was hospitalized for a week, and they just didn't know what was going on after having, like, getting a hold of some of my medical records, and the radiologist thinking I had like a stroke or a brain bleed, but they don't typically think 16-year-olds have that. So I don't know how they didn't take that part. Like, they took more, like, they looked into like meningitis and stuff more, and I've had several doctors now tell me they think, including my POTS specialist, that they think I probably had a stroke and that they just missed it. Because I did have a thing on my MRI pop up. It just happened like a day or two later when they repeated it. It cleared up. It wasn't there. I do have some changes on that area of my brain now. It looks, I do have changes. My cerebellum is now lopsided. So yeah, it's presumed that I had some sort of like small brain bleed or some small stroke that happened when I was 16, which is why all my symptoms lined up with it, and why I also have a very slight, it's not super noticeable unless I smile, but I do have and I have to work really hard at it, but I do have a slight lopsided smile that occurred after that point. And I've been practicing to raise it up, because I've noticed, you can see in pictures before and after, it's not as bad as it used to be over the years, but it was much more prevalent after that. So like, that's why I think, is like, I don't think having one side of your mouth not raise up as much is common with just having a POTS attack, but okay. But yeah, I am working out. I'm doing physical therapy. I'm doing Twitch under Scalbells. I am working with a haunted house, which has kind of been my dream. I had such a bad health year, or a couple years now, while I wasn't posting really, and I was kind of like, screw it, like, what's there to lose at this point? So I just decided to reach out to a bunch of haunted house owners, because haunted houses are my passion despite my health, because I don't get scared. So, you know, yes, I had some issues going through them, not because I'm scared, because I have POTS, but ultimately, like, I reached out to a bunch and they let me come out and review their haunts for free, which was very generous. I didn't ask for free tickets, but like, it was very generous that that's what they offered. They let me get some filming, and that's under my new channel, Skeleton Bell at the Haunt Journalist on YouTube. Not try to like, hey, go there, you don't have to, especially if you're here for chronic illness, but it's just one of those things that I've been trying to do. I'm kind of rambling. I'm sure I have a lot more rambling. I'm curious, guys, like I'm curious how all of you who have POTS or know someone who's a friend or family member, someone close to you, if they have POTS or a related chronic illness that they're struggling with, because a lot of times you need a pretty good support system. It's hard to be your own advocate for these type of things, and because you get exhausted. It gets exhausting to fight insurance and to call and have appointments, and I just finished a lot of appointments just for January, and I think I have a break this month. I only have like 2 appointments this month, which is like a huge deal, because usually it's like several times a week. I mean, that's not including some of my regular ones. I don't include physical therapy or regular therapy in that. And then like in April, I start testing for ADHD and autism spectrum disorder, because I've pretty much been told by everyone that I am, because I have, especially when they see me play games on Twitch and I say just weird, outlandish things, and it's just like, that's just who I am. They're not bad things, they're just really weird things. And yeah, and then I have to see like a dietitian for the gastroparesis and the POTS, and the pain management doctor, and the other one, functional medicine. They get lost in my head. I see way too many, okay? And then I have to follow up with my POTS doctor again. And then I have to follow up with my neurologist. Oh my God. So I have a lot of appointments. It's not coming up. February is like a break month. I just have physical therapy every week, then regular therapy every other week, and then, you know, my two doctor's appointments, and that's it. And that's like a big deal, because like, I have a lot of rest days. Oh my God, I have break days. I might actually have more time to go to the movies. I like going to the movies once a week. I try to, but as you guys know with POTS, sometimes you feel absolutely like crap. And on Tuesdays, it's like $5 Tuesdays at the theater I go to, so it's affordable. I love horror movies. I try to get out. Half the time it only ends up being once a month. I try to go once a week, week, but almost always it's like once a month because of not feeling well. But you know what? That's once a month I get out of the house, so I will take it. I will take it just to see a movie. Oh my goodness. However, I know there's a lot of streaming services, so at least like if I'm holed up in bed, if you guys are able to, you know, people who can share their streaming services, do that. Especially during my surgery. Since I had ankle surgery on my tendons this year to repair them back in April. Oh my goodness. I know Netflix is expensive. We have a family member who just put us on their plan, so like we don't end up like paying for it, thankfully, but it was like a lifesaver for my surgery because they wanted me to have something to watch. And a bunch of our friends, and I don't know, like a lot of them are like you can share, so like friend or family sharing, so we are able to do that. And I don't know, it's just kind of like a lifesaver, especially if like when I'm on my recumbent bike, I'm not feeling great, but I'm just trying to get my exercises in for the day, and I just turn on like something to kind of watch to get my brain focused on that while I'm getting through my exercises. Because I also know as a POTSie, I am mentally love exercise. It gives me like the good, happy brain chemicals, which I know doesn't happen for a lot of people. But my God, do I love exercise? It's a huge stress reliever for me. It just makes me feel like absolute shit. Mentally, I feel great. Physically, my body's like, why are you doing this? You're killing us. But like, yeah, no, I'm following POTS protocol. It's a little, I mean, there's some things like I still try to go to the gym. I'm trying to do, my physical therapist has showed me how to do a lot of things with modifications, so I'm lying down or sitting down instead of standing, because the standing part with exercise is what is really difficult. I'm actually gotten really good at sitting. If I'm just sitting, I can do a lot of exercises. My heart rate will still increase, but some machines at the gym are slightly reclined, and that makes all the difference in the world. I have a Planet Fitness that was recently renovated that I go to, and I'm still on the like $10 a month plan because I was on it before their prices went up, so that's really nice. And my husband takes me and makes sure I'm okay working out. He works out right alongside me, makes sure I'm okay. We carry a water bottle around and a couple other things to make sure I'm gonna be okay. And we don't always spend I mean, sometimes we're there for like an hour and a half, but I'm not like working out that time. I need time in between each exercise to like get my heart rate back to normal. That's why I wear a Fitbit. You can't really see it, but my mom got me a Fitbit for like my birthday because they were on super sale, and it's like the new one. It's really good at tracking like things like AFib and irregularities and high heart rate, low heart rate, because I don't just have tachycardia and all the other things that come with POTS. I also have a low heart rate that has been detected when I've been in the hospital going into the 30s, and they had to come in and wake me up, and then it shot right up to 180. So like we're good. My heart rate's all over the place, guys. It is better on the ivermectin, I will say that. It's quite a bit better, less fluctuation. Like it still goes up and down, but at least when I take it, the first few hours of me taking it during the day are like the best hours of my day. Hence right now I woke up at like way too late, woke up at like noon because I had a rough night, but the ivermectin's working its wonders. I forget a lot of times to take my second dose at night. I'm really horrible at remembering medications. Like the morning I'm easy because I have breakfast and I have coffee, so I always remember to take all my meds. So anything that's once a day is easy for me to remember. Anything that's taken at night, I tend to forget. My brain fog flares, like it gets horrible at night. So I don't know how people have to like set timers to remember, and my husband has set timers to get me to remember, so that way I take it. I don't know anyone else who's out there taking it, but like weed gummies have helped me a lot with some of my EDS pain, me and some of my friends, because I have friends who have POTS and EDS as well that were diagnosed a little bit later in life than I was, and I had actually a really unconventional way of getting diagnosed with EDS though, because I was diagnosed after shoulder surgery. They had suspect that I had it before that, just because like the surgeon was like got his whole medical office, he got to go into my room because he was like, look at this girl, look at what she can do. They're like, the MRI for my shoulder showed so much scar tissue, and they're like, yeah, she must have a frozen shoulder. And he's like, this is the most flexible frozen shoulder I have ever seen. Oh my God. He's like, and he was like, with one finger, like, oh my God, I could take it out of socket with one finger. He was just poking it, and he was like I was some weird, I felt like a little bit like a sideshow. I felt a little bit like a sideshow, honestly. It was interesting. It was interesting. And then he did the surgery and was like, oh my God, your connective tissue is That's the thing. Like, I'm not flexible like most people are with EDS, right? Like, I used to be very flexible. Over the years, I'm not as flexible, and it's probably due. I do have a lot of scar tissue built up internally. This has been confirmed with multiple surgeries. I do have a ton of scar tissue in my abdomen and in my like shoulders, and it's just I have a lot of it that's probably over the years has developed, and that's probably why I'm not as flexible. My muscles don't stretch. However, my connective tissues, I dislocate a lot, and honestly, I still think my most painful one is like the hip area, or the ankles. The ankles, I think, are probably the worst. The shoulders go out the most, and they can be very painful, but it's because they don't last long. Like once it goes back into place, it's usually only a few minutes of pain, and then it's fine. I don't know, sometimes it gets stuck though, and I have to have my husband help me get it back in place. He hates popping my joints back in place because he's always afraid because of my weaker bones that it's gonna break when we put it back in place. But I'm like, we're not going to the ER. I refuse to go to the ER for a dislocation because at this point it's happened so many times. We would be the ER like almost every day, and I'm just like, I'm not dealing with that. No, we're not. But physical therapy, I'm also in it for EDS, so that should stabilize my joints. Hopefully. It seems to be working so far, slowly. I mean, I'm still having problems, but we'll see over time. It's a long process, she assured me, but I'm hoping to have, well, hopefully we'll see some, you know, results too over the month. I think it's been about a month that I've been in it. Not like a huge noticeable difference, but I do feel like I have just a tiny bit more energy. That could also be the ivermectin at work. So I don't know, it's hard to tell because like it's certainly not my food, because yeah, I eat healthy, I've always have, but I don't eat a lot of food, so I have to drink a lot of liquids. I drink a lot of like liquids to get my calorie intake, because food can be kind of a challenge some days. So like I just kind of drink like smoothies or whatever protein drinks I can get my hands on that are like not full of stuff. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments below. Like, I would love to hear any stories that you guys have about your chronic illnesses, your POTS, the stuff you've dealt with. Like, I'll have topics coming up, but I'm going to try to update at least, like, I don't want to say a schedule because again, chronic illness, but like a couple times a month. I'm gonna have probably much shorter videos than this though, okay? All right, bye.